Every once in a while you see a trick that just sticks with you. When I saw this inverted backroll kite loop from Einar Saad, it just gave me goosebumps as it has such a unique style that I haven't seen before. I instantly knew this is a trick I'll have to try in my next session. Before you go out on the water, it's important to understand the trick and its movements so you know what you're in for. So let's analyze Einar's inverted backroll kite loop. In the beginning, he just comes in as you would for a normal backroll kite loop, and he takes off, and up to this point right here, it is still quite a normal backroll kite loop. He takes off, and during his takeoff, he goes for a 180-degree rotation. And then the next part is that he needs to take his board and start to bring it up. And he's going to do that by tensioning up his stomach muscles and throwing his head back. And that makes that his board goes up, and right over there it reaches like a full 90-degree inversion. And that's what I find so cool from this trick, that he first rotates around that axis and then starts rotating around the other axis, which is very unique and something that I enjoy a lot. The reason why he's so inverted at the moment is also because he's looking straight at his kite. This is very similar to a boogie loop or a kite loop front roll. He's looking at his kite, but to really get that backflip feeling going, he is going to start looking towards the water. And by looking towards the water, he continues that backflip rotation, which makes this such a unique trick. So still looking at the kite, starting to glance towards the water. And here you can really see that he's looking down towards the water. His board has flipped over the top of him. But now comes the exit. And that's a tricky part, because right now his lines are in the way. If he continues this rotation, his lines are in the way. But that's the beauty of a kite loop. His kite will move from left to right. And once his kite is further on the side, over there, this will allow his board, his lines will be like that, and that will allow his board to fall down. So there is the exit. The kite loop naturally gives him an exit. And he adds quite a bit of flair to it by making a very drastic head movement while his board falls down, which kind of gives him this whip feeling, which I really enjoy. So he looks back at his kite, he falls down, and just like that, he does a super sick trick. His kite angle was on point, like a super low kite angle. He gets caught in the right moment. Yeah, I got very excited watching this trick, and now it's time to give it a try myself.
So first things first, always get used to a spot. New spot for me, new location. So I'm going to see what the wind is like, what the wind is doing by doing some tricks I already know, and then we're going to build out to the rest. Nice, I like that one.
Before throwing myself into it, I always like to break a trick down into manageable steps. Step 1 is definitely a backroll kite loop, and I feel very confident with that one. Step number 2 is matching my takeoff and rotation to that of Einar's and his deep inversion. I decided to do this with a normal jump and skip the kite loop for now.
Whoa, that feels weird. And I need to pull a loop in that moment. Damn. Oh, that feels so weird. I should have pulled a loop there. That was scary. Sometimes we make mistakes, right? So I pulled left instead of right, and the kite overflew massively. In those moments, it's a hard choice. Keep your board on or kick your board out. I'm more of a fan of keeping my board on and just trying to land on my butt. That has worked very well for me in the past years. But yeah, that was a scary moment. Next up, let's just go for the loop. I don't think the other one makes too much sense to continue. I have the rotation. Now let's have the loop. Whoa, that's weird. That's so weird. Okay, more inversion, more whip. Let's go. Wow, this is so weird. I need to review that one. I'm not getting it.
After reviewing the footage, I noticed I'm adding too much rotation on my takeoff. By the time I go for the inversion, my legs have already swung past 12 o'clock, and that means that I'm falling off to the side. So, for my next attempt, I'll be trying to add a less rotation in the takeoff to go more inverted.
Whoa! What was that? That was not enough rotation. I fell back into it. Oh, these moments, man, they get the heart going, don't they? How to stop that rotation? Need to kind of whip it back. That's the part where I'm at now. That little rotation back, and I think it needs to come from the head. So I'll try it again. Oh. Something went wrong there. I'm not sure what. Ew. That was scary. I didn't steer far enough. I think I didn't steer far enough. Okay, I think I'm done. This is not gonna get any better at the moment. I know myself. I'm making mistakes. So I'll stop this venture. Sometimes you gotta kiss the feet, admit defeat, and we'll continue at another stage. Whew. Stop recording.
This was my first time ever trying this backflip style inverted backroll kite loop, and it was very interesting. I've put my video or my attempt next to Einar's original video, and it's quite interesting once we start looking through this. So the takeoff is fairly similar, but you can see that I'm not really getting that inversion, and my timing is also very different from how I handle stuff. So this actually gave me a couple of insights that I didn't have yet before. The takeoff itself is quite decent. One thing I'm noticing is that my rotation here is actually a little bit too much. I'm adding too much rotation on the takeoff, and that will bite me in the ass later. Right about here, that's gonna start biting me in the ass, where Einar is fully inverted like there, and I am more off to the side. And this just creates a very different dynamic. Our timings are also slightly different. Einar is actually pulling the inversion earlier when on the water. I thought he was doing it later to get more of a whip. But he's pulling the inversion earlier, and where he looks is also quite different. So where he shifts his view from right now is at the kite, and then he shifts his view towards the water. I'm currently still looking straight at that kite, trying to understand what my body position is like and what I am doing. And that's why I'm not getting that backflip feeling. Then obviously after that, he has a very nice exit where I'm just doing a weird body swing, trying to correct myself in the air and trying to come down. So my major struggle is the exit of this trick and the commitment of the backflip. And that is definitely something I'm gonna work on next time. So less rotation on the takeoff in order to go more inverted. And then commit to the backflip. Look at the kite, shift your gaze towards the water, and trust that your board is not gonna hit your line somehow. And yeah, continue pulling that loop, because the one time I didn't finish my loop, it was not pleasant. In this video, I've been using methods and video analysis tools that I also use during my SA Masterclass camps. So if you want to progress and go from stoke to skilled, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. I'll put a link up there. And then I would say, see you on the next one. Keep an eye out on my Instagram to see if I've landed this trick. It will happen, I'm just not sure when. And then I would say, cheers, see you on the next one.